Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Road to Kharkov. Our heroes today are going to be Captain Zed, playing as the US forces in the blue. And his opponent in the red is going to be none other than Siberian, playing as the red OKW. Now this game, I sniped it directly from the live games. I'm not sure if it's uploaded anywhere, but it was just recently played. I am not casting it live, however, as I didn't have the option, but I saw that these two players were playing, watched the game, let it finish out, saved the recording, saved the replay, and I'm now recording it, not too far after, but, well, I guess it's not the amazing, thing of being live. So anyways, build order-wise, Captain Zed going for his two riflemen, as you would normally expect. We got Siberian going for a Kubu wagon opening. Kubu wagon already on the field, setting up with its suppression fire on the exit of the base. We do see a rifle squad moving up through the north because obviously they do come out through this point on the map, but, still. And then after that, he's following it up with a Volkswagen Grenadier. Suppressive fire going off from the Kubu wagon in the center. The rear echelon squad crawling themselves into some heavy cover. They managed to get into the heavy cover and will be able to provide some delay here against the Kubu wagon. Kubu wagon will be taking fire back in return. And we see that the rifle squad is actually going to pretty much ignore this for the meantime. We also see that Siberian is laying down some barbed wire over here. Looks like he's going to cut off the approach like this. Up. Yeah, looks like. Interesting choice. Captain Zed going for an instant reaction Doctrine selection. He goes for the Mechanized company, calls himself a dodge onto the truck, the WZ-51, and is now chasing down the Kubu wagon quite efficiently. Kubu wagon down to about 25% strength. He's going to run himself into the main base. He's going to try to protect itself with the flak guns. The flak guns are a threat to this 50 cal truck, so it looks like it's just going to turn itself around and get the hell out of there. Volkswagen Grenadiers on the field will be able to provide some damage onto that truck, but the truck is pretty much going to push them around right now and shoot at them without really much of an opposition. It already gets Veterancy 1. What does it get at Veterancy 1, actually? Veterancy 1 unlocks Step on It ability, which I'm assuming, yeah, it's basically a blitzkrieg or whatever, sprint, so it's faster. Truck now chasing down the half-track turning itself around and getting out of there. Truck now moving to the far left to get another Volkswagen squad, and the Volkswagens are pretty much SOL right now. They have no way of dealing with this truck, really. They can only provide small arms fire and damage it slowly, but the truck is going to win the engagements in the long run. Second Volkswagen squad, however, is moving up to provide some fire support, and the truck is going to start taking some damage, so it'll probably have to back out now. So yeah, one Volkswagen squad down to 3, the other one at 4. And the truck just backs off at about half strength. Does obviously have its own crew, so it can pop out, quickly repair, and get back in. A little bit of a risky maneuver there, as we do see the Volkswagen squads pushing a little bit forward. They are not in range just yet, so the crew is having a little bit of time there to be able to repair. The crew manages to get the repairs going. Shots are going to fly in their direction. They pop back in, and they're able to shoot with the 50 cal again on the Volkswagen squads. The truck again took some damage, at about 75% strength now, but well, there you go. Center map, we got more rifles on the field for Captain Zed. He is once again making Siberian's truck pull back. And Siberian got himself a Raketenwerfer on the field. He's going to try and see if he can catch that truck out of position. He is turning it around, but the truck manages to move itself out of the arc of fire. I'm sure Captain Zed is not aware of it just yet. No shots had been fired just yet, so it's highly unlikely. And Siberian goes for the third Volkswagen squad in his build order. Do we see any... Yeah, Lieutenant coming up for Captain Zed. It's going to take a while, but being produced. Kubu wagon now repaired, back on the field, getting some shots off on the rifles. Turns itself around to face the rear echelon squad that is currently caught right there on the open. Suppressive fire goes off, catches the rear echelon, and forces it to retreat. 50 cal truck, getting a rifle squad popped in inside. Raketenwerfer, however, takes a shot at it, forces it to back off. And the Storm Pioneers push forward, but they are no longer being supported by the Raketenwerfer. So Siberian pretty much setting up a strong point over here on the left-hand side. Did he actually finish the barbed wire? Yeah, he did. An interesting shape there. Wonder if it's actually infantry proof. There may be a gap there, but I don't know. Truck getting itself right behind that Rocket and Warfare. Rifle squad popping out, delivering the cargo, and the truck is going to GTFO. The Rocket and Warfare unable to get a shot off there. The riflemen are getting a lot of damage on the Kuba wagon. Kuba wagon goes down, and the truck makes it out of there. Nice move there by Captain Zed, picking up an excellent kill there. Rifle squad trying to get the kill on the Rocket and Warfare. The Rocket and Warfare really won't be lost here, even if it does die. He can really just simply, pick it back up. Rifle squad takes a little bit of a punishment there. Down to 2 men, actually, kind of risking it there. And we also see Doctrine selection for Siberian, which is the Luftwaffe Ground Forces Doctrine. Calls himself an MG-34, and now he has an MG-34. He also goes for the salvage of the Kuba wagon, so he does recover that 5 fuel that he invested, which is one of the points that were mentioned in the change. Truck now actually has veterancy too, 4 kills to its name. Battle-hardened crews operate the vehicle with greater efficiency, significantly increasing mobility. So, tighter turning, faster speed, and all that. Very nice. Sandbags getting laid down for Siberian. He's trying to set up a strong point here. The MG-34 is not turning itself around to face the truck. He is wanting to make sure that no infantry pushes through the front. We do have rifles on the edge. The MG-34 can actually shoot at them, but decides not to. And the lieutenant is now on the field for Captain Zed, moving over to the left-hand side and popping into the truck. An excellent choice there, actually, by Captain Zed, as the lieutenant does have the bar and a Thompson submachine gun in his squad. So those weapons will actually be performing rather well on the move, as opposed to the single shots of the grounds. Crew popping out, lieutenant popping out to capture, getting the truck repaired, and we see a flak. Wait, is it flak half track or anti-air half track? I forget what the hell it's called. I can check here. Anti-air half track. Yeah, there you go. Flak half track is the one for the OKW. So Siberian, as of yet, has not built any tech. Still has his supply half track just moving around. It looked like he wanted to set up something over here on the left-hand side, but he didn't. So I don't know. Rocket and Warfare getting a nice shot there on the truck. The truck is probably done for. There it goes. Unfortunate loss there for Captain Zed, but, well, it was a matter of time with the Rocket and Warfare on the field. And the fact that Siberian is being more defensive. I mean, you can see all his troops are clumped right here in this section of the map, and the rest of the map is pretty much ignored. So the Rocket and Warfare is pretty much able to respond to whatever threat comes in their way. Volkswagen squad forced to retreat on the left-hand side as the lieutenant just rips into shreds. Storm piles coming up and engaging the lieutenant. We now have the anti-air half-track coming into the mix, getting some shots off, and apparently it's still an issue. Maybe they didn't fix it for this guy, but I don't see why they wouldn't. But they had said in the patch that they fixed so that some projectiles wouldn't be impacting against world objects too frequently. Like, for example, the Ostwind and things like that. And I'm guessing maybe this guy didn't apply? I don't know. Anyways, Jaeger light infantry popping out on the, Fallschirmjäger, sorry, popping out on the, whatever it's called, the shack right there. Giving line of sight on the half-track. The half-track taking a lot of damage to the Rocket and Warfare and the Fallschirmjägers. Gets itself out of there. Fortunately, though, the crew inside did have its veterancy, so it manages to repair the critical and move itself out of the way. Very nice control there by Captain Zed. Siberian pushing forward with his Fallschirmjägers. Rocket and Warfare moving back. So we now have a building. No, not yet. Interesting. So he's going techless. Strategic point getting recaptured. As Captain Zed did manage to cut that off. When you take this point, it does cut off both the munitions and the fuel from your base. So it is a point of contention there that you need to control a little bit more securely. But, yeah, Siberian managing to recover and starting to get a lot of territory out there. Movement in the center. Captain Zed actually ended up pretty much retreating all his army. Half-track up in the top, getting repaired. Fully repaired now and back in action. We have bazookas on the field for the rear echelon squads. How many, though? 2 or just 1 per? 2 per. Okay, so the rear echelon squads now on anti-tank duty. And we have the rifles getting bars. Well, only 1 rifle. And probably only 1 bar, as we don't have a lot of munition left for Captain Zed. But yeah, so he decides to invest into his early tech and weapon upgrades, which is actually great for him, considering that Siberian is, not teching right now. He's only now getting the battle group headquarters. So, kind of okay. I mean, he could have teched and used that window, I suppose, but either way. Fallschirmjägers trying to hold the line over on the left-hand side as we have Rifles and Lieutenant opening up on the house. Getting a lot of damage in there. We also have flanking squads. Bar with a rifle, with a rifle squad with a bar, and a standard rifle squad coming up for the flank. The Fallschirmjägers forced to evacuate. We do have shoe mines on the field for Siberian, so these rifles need to be a little bit careful. Massive amounts of fire going down on the OKW forces. The Storm Pioneers down to one man, forced to retreat. Fallschirmjägers trying to set up in their position and hold the line. Rifles pushing forward, almost running into the shoe mines, but pushing back and staying alive. Grenade. Oh, that was a nasty grenade there by the Fallschirmjägers. Bundle grenade on the rifle squad down to one man. Forces the retreat of the bar squad. The squad inside the house taking a lot of fire damage there, but grenade goes off. They manage to dodge that. Lieutenant retreats, and the rifles retreat on the left. So Siberian, with its defensive setup, manages to hold off quite effectively here. There was no support in the engagement by the anti-air half-track until now. Anti-air half-track actually managing to miss a shot and nail the mine, so that's actually pretty good for him. Rocket and Warp moving up to get some shots off on the half-track, but the half-track moves out of the way and is now fine. It is dancing. Okay. Moves itself over to the left-hand side. Gonna get caught there out in the open. The Rocket and Warfer in range, but it does not look like it has line of sight. Moves itself to a different position. It is under cloak, which it has the ability to do so when it is in cover and out of combat. Right-hand side, Storm Piles trying to recover some territories, running into rear echelons in center map. Siberian now pushing with his Volksgrens to capture the point. Victory points have been bled for Siberian down to 292, while Captain Z holds 500 rather easily. So a very early push there by Captain Z on the victory point count. Manages to get himself a 200-point lead, but that will be changing rather soon. Half-track moving over to the left-hand side, going to be pushing the MG-34 out of the field. MG-34 down to 2 men. It'll make it out of there alive. It's fine. Remember, the responsiveness of these units on the retreat was changed, so they no longer get stuck with things like that. Shoe mine getting triggered there by the lieutenant, getting a couple hits on it there. Rocket and Warfer getting a shot off on the half-track. Half-track moving out of the way. Still able to provide some fire support at range, but not too much. And without the MG-34 there, the flank on the left-hand side is open. We do have a second MG-34 on the field for Siberian. Turns itself around to face the left-hand side, but it's covering the center map. We do have bazookas on the field for everybody. We have rifle squads with the bazookas, rear echelons with the bazookas. So this is a big push here by Captain Zed. He is actually threatening to take down the battle group headquarters for Siberian. So Siberian positioning his troops once again. Rear echelon squads moving up, getting some shots off onto the MG-34. Shots continue to fly at the battle group headquarters, getting a lot of damage in there. Lieutenant forced to retreat, loses its bar. I'm not sure if it's the one that it had already or if it picked up another one, but there you go. Rifle squads pushing forward, trying to recover that bar. Can they actually do so? It doesn't look like they can. No, yeah, they can. Okay, never mind. MG-34, however, managing to get suppression off on all the infantry, and they are forced out. We do still have a rifle squad capturing the victory point on the left-hand side and trying to hold the line, as the victory point on the far right has been captured by Siberian. His Storm Pioneer squad is, again, unopposed. The anti-air half-track moving in that direction, gonna catch that Storm Pioneer squad very out of position. Has the option to chase them down and take them out. However, it turns itself around in the wrong angle. I get a stutter here, which is annoying, but the game continues and we're fine. Rifles on the left-hand side, having really no luck there. Forced to retreat down to 2 men. Do we have... yeah, we do have an ambulance on the field for Captain Zed, so at least he is on top of that. And everybody is kung fu fighting. So, Major on the field now for Captain Zed. We have another truck on the field for Siberian, but no additional textures yet. It looks like he wants to build the Schwerpanzer headquarters. And he will. Okay, interesting. That's a very aggressive positioning of it. Kind of nice, though. It does mask itself a little bit with these houses, so yeah, I like it. Covers the victory point completely, and yeah, I mean, shuts down flanks quite easily. So yeah, nice positioning, nice aggressive positioning there by Siberian. The battle group headquarters did take quite a beating. It's down to about half health, but it's still alive. And we see Siberian getting the retreat point. Interesting. I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, it's actually really nice to have. I mean, obviously, Captain Zed will have his own, since he has the Major now on the field, and the Major can be utilized for a forward retreat point. But, I mean, we've seen in the replays that, at least in the higher levels of play, you know, the retreat spot doesn't get utilized all the time. But, I mean, it's still not a bad idea to get it, and you can see that Siberian didn't get it right away. I mean, a lot of players early on, like in the lower levels, like me, would get the battle group headquarters and pretty much go straight for the retreat point. Oh, the rifle squad over here on the left gonna die if he doesn't retreat. Oh, Captain said not on point with his micro, and he actually loses a bar. Can the Fallschirmjägers pick it up? Yeah, they can, but looks like they're gonna leave it to the Volkswagen squad, since they can utilize it a little bit better, and these guys already have FG-42, so they don't really need a bar. Fallschirmjägers closing the distance on the rifle squad. They take a beating right there, as there is a bar on that squad, and forces a retreat. They're alive, however. We now have the retreat spot right here in the center. But yeah, I mean, I was mentioning, you know, in lower levels of play, yeah, you would get the battle group headquarters and probably go immediately for the retreat spot and, you know, try to have your fortifications already set up. But no, I mean, Siberian went for it, had it there as a reinforcement location and healing, but he still decided to go for the tech first. And then afterwards, when he has the option, then he went for the retreat spot, which is great play in my opinion. Left-hand side's rear echelon squad's trying to go for capturing of territory, as the Major is also being used to capture territory. Volksgren stopping them. We have Fallschirmjägers pushing in that direction, and shoe mines laid out across the field. Could have retreated, but they actually ended up going there. I guess he didn't want to risk and retreating back to base, but oh well. Fallschirmjägers catching the Major way out of position. The Major retreats. And they actually lose one of its members there, but they're quite fine, and we now have a Sherman on the field for Captain Zed, running straight into the Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers take an explosive shot to the face and instantly retreat, as they do lose one of their men. MG-34 moving in that direction to capture territory, forced to again back off. The Sherman pushing all the way into the center where the retreat spot is, getting shot by Shreks, and the Raketen-Werfer repositioning itself to fight it. MG-34 does get taken out. The Sherman could destroy the weapon, but I don't think it will, as it is in a very risky position. And center map, we see a big push here by Rifles and the Lieutenant. However, MG-34 is already set up in that angle to stop the approaching infantry, getting suppression off and forcing the retreat of all the squads. So a nice attempt there by Captain Zed, but ultimately fruitless. Shrek and Raketen-Werfer fighting off the Sherman. Sherman down to about 40% strength, forced to back off, and there he goes. The half-track has been killed in the center of the map. I didn't, you know, see when that happened, but well, there you go. And yeah, Sherman with his explosive shots does, you know, inflict damage to the infantry, forcing them to retreat. There is nothing on the field to oppose it just yet, except of course a Panther. So Siberian getting himself a Panther, setting pretty much, yeah, establishing armor dominance on the field right now. Sherman stands no chance against it and needs to be a little bit more supported. However, there are a lot of bazookas on the field, so the Panther does need to be careful, and Siberian is aware of the Panthers. I mean, not the Panthers, the bazookas. So the Sherman getting shot there by the Panther. The rear echelon squads are going to be able to get some shots off on the rear armor of the Panther. There it goes, shots flying. Shots continue to fly. The Panther now going to be in tight spot as more rifles push in across. Oh, nasty shot goes off on it, gets the engine damage. It may actually go down. Oh, shots continue to fly. Panther is still alive with a sliver of health. Grenade goes off on the rear echelon squad, but down it goes at the very end with one last shot. Nice pickup there for Captain Zed, equalizing the game a little bit, although that puts him rather ahead, as he does have the Sherman on the field. The infantry squads are forced to retreat. The Sherman takes a shot and ends up hitting his infantry. We said it was a little bit, yeah, 2 friendly infantry killed in that shot. But it's still able to stop the approach of infantry. They managed to push away the American infantry, but they're fine. We also see a howitzer tank getting called in, the M8A1. Not a bad choice considering that the OKW always is going to have some very static-y positions, and especially with this forward retreat spot, it's a nice place to continuously harass. And you pretty much need that to break it, because otherwise it's very difficult to just push forward. Lieutenant on the left-hand side running into a slew of infantry. We have Volkskrins with Shreks and Bars aggressing. MG34 also stopping them on the edge. Ooh, nasty grenade goes off on the lieutenant, down to 2 men, forces the retreat. Sherman forcing the retreat of the Volks, and the MG34 will probably be next. Yeah, there it goes. And shot flies. Missed completely. There you go. Far left-hand side, Fallschirmjägers going for the cap of the victory points. So, at the very least, Siberian is starting to put the pressure now on the victory points. Captain Z has been bled to under 400, 399 now. Takes out an MG34, is now pretty much right there on the mother load of infantry. Sherman could actually get very nice shots off there, but it is risking itself considerably as it is in range of Shreks that are currently reinforcing. We also have a Racket and Warfare somewhere on the left, yeah. And the rifles in the center go for the cap of the point. Howitzer tank on the field. Or howitzer motor carriage, I guess is what it's called. Rear echelons pushing forward. The Sherman up in the north getting repaired by its crew. There's a Fallschirmjäger squad nearby, so it's very risky, but it didn't have any consequence. Does that tank have a... Huh, interesting skin. I don't think I've seen it before. Yeah, howitzer tank just getting some shots off at the infantry wherever it can. However, it's not really nailing anything. Forced to back off. Oh, nice shot there on the middle of those Volkskrins. Shrek squad down to 2 men, forces a retreat. Second shot flies, misses completely. Although it was aiming at the retreating squad. And the Racket and Warfare trying to get some shots off, or actually does get a shot off on the howitzer tank. Gets shot back in return, but stays alive. Oh, he knows it's there, so he keeps on shooting, gets nailed. And... ooh, misses the last shot, and the Racket and Warfare retreats. Sherman tank up in the north, running into some Fallschirmjägers, forcing the retreat of them. We do have the Major there on the field. The Major is being utilized to cap right now, so no forward retreat spot. Schumann gonna get hit. No, actually, he stops right before it, so... oh, there he goes. Gets hit by the Sherman tank, but those Schumanns are really designed for infantry, so nothing really happens. Sherman tank going for the crush, manages to get a lot of crushing there on the infantry, forcing the retreat of all of them. The howitzer tank moves up, getting some shots off on more infantry. There's a big clump here of infantry, but they're focusing on the MG34. Oh, she's getting some shots off at a distance. Oh, that's going to be painful. Here comes a shot. Oh, oh, the Sherman. The howitzer tank actually didn't get anything, but oh, look at all the infantry. The calamity. Oh my god, the humanity. Shots continue to fly. Not hitting anything. That's actually kind of disappointing for the howitzer tank. The Racket and Warfare pushes up, gets shot in the face, and loses 2 of its men. The Shreks on the Volkskrins are forcing the tanks to back off, but oh, that's a lot of punishment right now that Captain said applied on Siberian. We have 10 kills on the howitzer tank, and well, the Sherman isn't going to show us just yet, although the crew does have 38 kills, which I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same with the tank, so I mean, the crew gets awarded that. Infantry pushing forward, going to get in the way of that Volkskrin squad. The howitzer tank is nearby there to support. We do still have the SMG-34s on the field, one of them back there, covering the approach. Rifle squad on the right-hand side, getting engaged by Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers just wrecking them. The other squad was not there to support it. Actually, apparently, got itself right there on the corner. Not sure what it was doing. And the Major still on the field, just capturing territory. Rear echelons repairing the howitzer tank. The Sherman also coming up in front. And the MG-34 is going to get pushed away. Sherman actually gets shot by the howitzer tank a little bit. And the Racket and Warfare takes... actually, no, that's the Volkskrins squad. Gets a shot off at the distance. Faust goes off on the Sherman. The Sherman is now damaged on the engine, but, well, it has rear echelon squads nearby that can just simply correct that issue. Major... no? Wait, where's the Major? The Major's retreating. Rifle squad on the right-hand side capturing more points. Volkskrins pushing forward. Victory points 326 to 279. Not a lot of difference here. It's 70 points basically. I mean, not 70, 50 points. So anybody's game really at this stage, and Siberian is a little bit more aggressively going for the points as the point on the left-hand side. What the hell is that noise? The guy's just talking. The point on the left-hand side is pretty hard to take as the Schwerpanzer headquarters is just covering it completely. So it is understandable that Captain Zed would not be just wanting to throw infantry in that direction because they're not going to accomplish anything. He needs to push with something to be able to take down the Schwertpanzer headquarters, which is very easily defendable because of the retreat point right next to it. So yeah, I mean, the line on the map has been set to the center point and the point on the top. Fallschirmjägers pushing forward. We now have a 50 cal machine gun on the field for Captain Zed, so he realizes that, well, Siberian is pushing with a lot of infantry. He only has infantry really to speak of. There's no vehicles. He wasn't able to get that that Panther working, so it's only utilizing infantry. The howitzer tank and the Sherman are doing okay against the infantry. They're inflicting a lot of casualties, but he does need an MG to try to stop the approach. 50 cal machine gun, however, does not manage to do too much there as it is overwhelmed there by infantry, so it's forced to retreat. Howitzer tank, however, is just being a big annoyance there, really. Volksgrenadier squad forced to retreat, Fallschirmjägers forced to retreat, and the rifles push forward, and they're going to try and take the center. We probably have an MG-34 covering. Yeah, MG-34 covering right there, so again, the rifles won't be able to do too much. The howitzer tank is on the field and still at full strength. As Veteran C2, it gets more shell accuracy and rate of fire, and it also gets the concealing smoke ability. At Veteran C1, shots continue to fly. MG-34 getting taken down. Can it stay alive? Oh, no, it doesn't actually. The weapon goes down. Nice hit there by the howitzer tank. Rifles in the center forced to retreat as the Volksgrenadiers are very strong. The howitzer tank gets caught in a very bad spot. Gets a nice shot up there on one of the Volksgren squads. Forces to retreat as they took a lot of damage and health. Second squad does not have a Shrek, so the howitzer tank doesn't have anything to fear from them. And they just get annihilated there by the howitzer tank and the Sherman in combination. Sherman did take a little bit of damage there. Gonna have to back off again, and the rifle squad getting on the Raketenwerfer. As we do have two Raketenwerfers on the field. One is right there in the center. Not sure where it's looking at, though. Looking back for some reason. No, it's looking forward. It doesn't show me the cone for some reason. Oh well. Anyways, 50 cal machine gun once again set up in the center, catching one Volksgren squad in suppression. Shots fly at it, but now focuses on the Fallschirmjäger squad on the right-hand side. So the Volksgrens move up, get a grenade off on the 50 cal. Goes off, but it doesn't actually do too much. It only kills one of the members, and there you go. The howitzer tank trying to go for the crush on the Fallschirmjägers, manages to crush two of them, and is now going to go away. Fallschirmjäger squad almost takes it down. What was that? Was that the Raketenwerfer? I think it may have been. No, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it was the Fallschirmjäger squad itself with a Faust? No, it wasn't that too. Something hit the howitzer tank and almost took it down, but there you go. Jackson tank destroyer on the field for Captain Zed, so he goes for a more combined arms effort with his vehicles. Sherman coming up for the flank, getting right behind everything, goes for the 155mm artillery, barraging the battle group headquarters, doing a lot of damage to it, but not taking it out. Does manage to take out the Raketenwerfer, and the Jackson tank destroyer moves up, gonna get some shots off on the battle group headquarters, gonna be taking it out, and the battle group headquarters is gonna be destroyed. Schwertpanzer headquarters also in high risk here, as it is, well, very vulnerable to the Jackson. And the Jackson, with one more shot, takes down the battle group headquarters, and Siberian is in quite a bit of trouble. However, the Sherman goes down to the center a little bit too aggressively, gets itself surrounded here by infantry with Shregs. We got Fausts on the Jaeger, not Jaeger, the Fallschirmjägers, and also a Raketenwerfer that was fighting. Manages to take out the Raketenwerfer crew, but not the Raketenwerfer itself. The other one has been recovered. And yeah, Sherman goes down. So Captain Zed still ahead here, but not as much as he once was, I guess. If he had kept that one alive, it would have been different. Major retreating, still being utilized to capture points. Now has Veteran C2. Keep in mind that at Veteran C3, it has the ability to lock down territory, which is kind of awesome in my opinion. Not sure where it could be utilized in this map to lock down a territory, but it's a nice little perk there. Howitzer tank up in the north, trying to engage against Volksgrens that have a Shrek. Not a good idea, gonna get shot again. Shouldn't be going down. It does go down to about 25% strength, but it stays alive. Veteran C3, that tank gets more range. And vision, I believe? Yeah, more of a sight range and whatever. Let me read it. Forward observers improve max range. So yeah, it gets a higher range on its weapon. So on the left-hand side, Panzer headquarters getting assaulted here by the rear echelon squad, and the Jackson goes down, and Siberian is in a tough spot once again. He does build his battle group headquarters once again, still trying to establish that center point. Up in the north, rifle squad's trying to stop a Storm Pioneer squad that gets stopped by a 50 cal machine gun. We have two 50 cal machine guns on the field for Captain Z. He currently only controls one victory point, however, so he has been bled to 190 points. 279 points still remain for Siberian, so he, in that sense, is still ahead. Fallschirmjäger squad trying to stop the infantry from capturing the point on the right-hand side. Rifle squad is going to be forced to retreat, unable to capture that point. 50 cal machine gun will set up to cover that entire approach, and the Fallschirmjägers will not be able to do much against them. And the Jackson tank destroyer getting some shots into this shack, as the shack is getting shot by a 50 cal machine gun. Ends up hitting a cart in front of it, which is kind of embarrassing, but it's fine. Howitzer tank moves up to get some shots off as well, although it moves itself into range of the Shrek. What the hell is it doing? Gets shot in the face, forces it to back off, shots flies in its direction, and goes towards another squad, the Volkswagen squad. Oh, getting a nasty shot there. Rakuten Warfare putting itself in range of the Howitzer tank. Howitzer tank gets shot. Oh, move out of the way. And it does move out of the way. Barely stays there. And shoots back in return. Rear echelon squad going to try and recover, or I mean not recover, but repair that Howitzer tank. Jackson tank destroying, getting shot in the rear. The 50 cal machine gun trying to stop the infantry from approaching. They do have to deal with those houses as they are kind of annoying. And on the right hand side, the rifle squads for Captain Z are going to be capturing that point. Managing to stop the bleed, I suppose, and actually get the bleed in the other direction. And we see Siberian building himself a tank, and that is the Jagdpanzer. Could have had that a long time ago, but not sure what he was trying to do exactly, but goes for that. Recon sweep getting called in right on top of everything. Captain said able to pretty much see all that he can see. I mean, we can see the effect of it, and yeah, I mean, he has vision of everything right now. And yeah, so he spots that not a lot is happening. However, he didn't spot that the Jagdpanzer was being produced. Jagdpanzer will be coming out right now, but I mean, well, I mean, the Jagdpanzer can't kill the Howitzer tank very easily. Just needs to catch it a little bit out of position, and he can take it out. Jackson tank destroyer, however, is a different thing. Jackson is very capable of taking out a Jagdpanzer if it has the space for it. Rakuten Warfare in the center getting targeted here by the rear echelon squad. They're trying to destroy the weapon so that it doesn't get recovered. House gets collapsed here. Howitzer tank getting some shots off on the right-hand side of this infantry, and that house as well collapses. Everything goes down. The Rakuten Warfare in the center getting taken out. And we see the Jagdpanzer on the left-hand side takes a shot at the Howitzer tank. The Howitzer tank will go down as well. The, yeah, there it goes. See, like I told you. The rear echelon squads and everything here are able to take down something, but we see a barrage right on top of the battle group headquarters. The there he goes. I was saying the Volkswagens have not moved. Not a lot of damage. Oh, well, actually, there you go. Some good damage goes off. The Jackson tank destroyer moving up to engage the Jagdpanzer, but that's not a good idea on a one-on-one head-on battle. The Jagdpanzer will win. The Jackson has a chance of winning if he can circle strafe, essentially. Rear echelon squad's backing off as the Storm Pioneers push forward. The Jagdpanzer, oh, manages to snipe with a curving shot there on that tank destroyer, the Jackson tank destroyer. So Siberian getting a major win right there. He does have, Captain Z has a Sherman now on the field, but that's not very good for him at this stage. Well, I mean, it's fine, but, you know, he needed something else, I guess. Jagdpanzer backs off. Stays alive. So the table's getting turned. We see Captain Z utilizing his excess of manpower and building 3 rifle squads at a time. Not sure where he was hoarding the manpower, though. What was he waiting for? Maybe? I don't know. I don't actually know. But, well. I think I might actually take off that little thing where it has the thing to be able to look at the units through the fog. think I might take that out. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's better with it or without it. Anyways, Captain Set pushing forward once again into the center. Going to try to go for the victory points as he lost some victory points in this engagement. He runs into a veteran C5 Volkswagen squad and is forced to retreat. Rear echelons and more rifles pushing on the right-hand side. We do have the Sherman there that can go and cap that point. But the points are bleeding. 2 points per tick against Captain Set. So, yeah, I mean, with this unit, I mean, Siberian inflict a lot of damage. Getting those 2 tanks off of the field put Captain Set in a very tight spot. Does build himself another 50 cal machine gun, which is nice. Not sure what happened to the other one. Did Siberian take it or did he build his own? No, he took it, so yeah. He now has to deal with one of his own 50 cal machine guns. Rifle squads pushing over on the left-hand side, running into Fallschirmjägers, forced to retreat. Sherman pushing into the center with its explosive shots, running into a Volkswagen squad with Shreks. Getting Fausted, getting Fausted on the rear. Suffering engine damage, and the Jack Panzer now pushing forward. Gonna be able to take it out very easily. Smoke does get popped by the Sherman, but yeah, I mean, it's down to a crawl. The crew pops out. Captain Set trying to keep his tank alive. Does repair the critical. Can he move it out of the way before it gets taken out? The Sherman does make it out of there. Not a bad control there by Captain Set, not wanting to give up or surrender. He manages to salvage the situation. The Rakuten Warfare, though, is gone, apparently. Wait, no, it's retreating. Yeah, sorry, never mind. I was still thinking the retreat point was here, but this headquarters got destroyed the last time. 50 cal machine gun stopping the rear echelon squads. They're getting them pinned down. They should actually retreat, although he does go for the center point with a 50 cal machine gun of his own. Going to be able to get suppression going off on the other 50 cal machine gun, and these squads will be able to come back on as the 50 cal machine gun will be pretty much rendered null. Far right-hand side, rifle squad's running into a Volkswagen squad. The Volkswagen squad does have veteran C5. Grenade goes off on one of the rifle squads, loses one of the rifle squads, and the other squad is pretty much SOL. These rifles are unable to put up a fight. They're just getting eliminated all over the place. Fallschirmjäger squad catches another one on the run. They try to retreat, but they're going to die. And the 4-man squad will also get eliminated as well. So Captain Set's just collapsing under pressure here, not managing to keep a hold of the game. And the rifles on the right are forced to retreat. Point on the left-hand side does get captured by a 50 cal machine gun, so he's still holding at 62 points, but I don't see him popping back. We do see another Sherman getting produced, so he decides to go for the more multi-purpose infantry. Center map, grenade goes off on the 50 cal machine gun, trying to stop the approaching infantry. Rear echelon squads retreating as they are pinned down by the tank. Shot flies from the Yak Panzer as he gets armored skirts. You can see them right there. Ugh. And before anything happens, either somebody dropped. Hold on. No, that's not it. It said it in some point. Does it say it here? Personal? Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Captain Set maybe dropped out or something happened to their connection, but yeah, it looks like that is game. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. And again, as I did it on the last time, although for some reason I wasn't ready, so I'm gonna have to vamp a little bit here while I get that. But like I did on the last replay, I mentioned that I was going to be doing giveaways of some keys that I have lying around that I just want to really get rid of. So if you made it all the way to the end, well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And as a reward, you may be able to snipe this key, first come, first serve. And that is going to be that. I can just do this right there. You go. So that's a key for another set of DLC, and let me know what it is, whoever wins it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.